you?
Hello, Trayana. I'm doing good.
Great to see you.
Likewise, likewise.
Well, you guys always got amazing things going on. Tell us a bit about, Wa Na Wari for those who may not be aware of all the amazing work y'all are doing.
Yeah, so Wa Na Wari is a center for Black art, social connection, community stories, community organizing in the Central District. We took one of my family homes, converted it into a Black community center for art and all the things that I listed. And it's a place where we host conversations about Blackness. And so we operate as an art gallery. 7 days a week. We're open 3 days a week, but we host events, and so pretty much any day of the week, you might find something going on at Wa Na Wari. And so there's always at least 4 Black artists, usually a local artist, and national and a lot of times international Black artists that we exhibit at Wa Na Wari. And in addition to that, we have regular performances. So music, live music, poetry, just about anything that Black folks do creatively, we host it at Wa Na Wari. So we operate, as a space for folks in the city to come back to the neighborhood that we all know as home.
Yeah, and it's such a integral space. I mean, when you talk about all the programming you guys are doing, it really takes connections. I mean, you're talking about international art. Tell us a bit about how you guys have been able to build those connections to make sure that artists do, know Wa Na Wari is a space to showcase my work.
Well, a lot of the genius around what we do with exhibiting Black artists is the brainchild of Elizabeth Johnson, who's, our curator. Right. And so, she has a very, sharp sense about, Black art, Black artists, especially forward thinking Black artists that are really pushing the envelope around what it means to sort of explore what it means to be Black. And, she gets out there and she finds, I don't know where she finds all the people, every month. She's coming up with new people, folks in the Caribbean, folks from the continent, folks from Europe. And she just gets out, she's fearless about introducing herself to folks, spreading the mission about what we do at Wa Na Wari, and people love it, particularly Black artists. The thing about the art world is that, obviously it's predominantly white. Most of the big art institutions are white. And so, a lot of times for Black artists, there's a disconnect between what and why they're creating and the places that, where they exhibit, right? And so there are a lot of Black artists that are really excited about showing in a Black space, showing at an unconventional art space, showing at a space that is open and welcome, to just regular Black folks, right? And so I think that that's a part of the appeal, for what happens at Wa Na Wari, is the fact that it's an opportunity for Black artists to have a different kind of conversation with their art.
Yeah, and that's so important. When I talk to T Dub, our art queen here at Converge, we always dive into the unique nature of, what an artist is bringing to their art form and to their work. And, this is why, more and more artists, it's like there's never too many artists, right? There's like space for everybody to really, inject their level of artistry into the whole scheme of things. But I love that you guys do that. You guys also really are utilizing what you've done in terms of taking a family home and changing it, transitioning it into this amazing community space as a model for others to follow. Tell us a bit about that work in terms of using this space and kind of cultural spaces to disrupt gentrification.
Well, founding Wa Na Wari really was an act of necessity. The house where Wa Na Wari has been in my family since the 1950s. It was owned by my grandparents. Both of them are deceased. At the time that we opened Wa Na Wari, my grandfather had been dead for about 10 years. My grandmother was still alive, but she had Alzheimer's, so she required 24/7 care. And she was on a more or less a fixed income. She had this one house where Wa Na Wari is, which is a rental property. But it was getting to a point where her income was not keeping pace with her financial need, and the previous guardians were going to sell everything, right? Which is what happens to a lot of older folks, right? And then when we add being Black, and all the added pressures, there are all the different ways that Black families lose their homes, particularly when our elders are older and can't care for them. And so I was appointed by my family to figure out a solution. It took me a few years, but it was coming together with the co-founders of Wa Na Wari to reimagine this house as a community space. And then because I knew what my grandmother's finances were, I knew how much we needed to pay rent, to keep from losing the home, right? And to keep from having to put her into a nursing home, which would have been what would have happened. And so, when we look at what are the possibilities for other Black families that are facing similar crises, right? You have elder homeowners, you have families that have been displaced, so there's not the in neighborhood network of folks who can sort of lend support financially or materially, to help keep things up and keep things going. And so we're really taking sort of that creative problem solving around bringing different things into the space as a way of bringing more resource and working with other Black homeowners to figure out what are some other possibilities. Not everybody's going to do something like Wa Na Wari, but there are a myriad of things that folks can do with the land that they have, to shift their fortunes, right, and to create new possibilities for the future. So the work that we're doing, we have an organizing project inside of Wa Na Wari called Case 21 that is specifically designed really to focus on those issues and to work with Black homeowners, to create new solutions, so that more Black families, can participate in reimagining what Black Seattle can look like, particularly in the city limits and in the Central District, right? Going on into the 21st century.
Yeah, it's so important, this work. And I think I get so excited when these models emerge, right? Because at the end of the day, we need to find real innovative and creative ways that we can work within our communities and within the resources we have, the ingenuity we have, again, that kind of innovation that we've always brought to building our communities across this nation. So just appreciate you guys' work for that. And it brings us into Walk the Block. I mean, this is an opportunity for people to kind of experience Wa Na Wari, but also, connect with Wa Na Wari on the funding side so that you guys can continue these programmings. Tell us a bit about Walk the Block and how you guys came about this idea that this is one of the things you guys are going to be doing and bringing to community.
Yeah, so Walk the Block is our annual art festival and fundraiser. So it's an open air sort of public art festival that really transforms the neighborhood. And so we take unconventional spaces for art and transform them into sites for both performing and visual arts, right? So, for example, we have art going up at Your Family Auto on Cherry Street, right? East African Brother, right? We'll be hosting art by Yegi, right? So we work with businesses, we work with other residents, and we cite art, all around the neighborhood. Of course, then we sell tickets and we have a guidebook and all kinds of other things that add the amenities to the festival that allow people to really enjoy it. But the idea is to come out, walk around the neighborhood, enjoy the art, and meet people, see people, meet new people, and have a communal, art experience. And so this year we have over 40 artists, performance artists in all genres, from dance to live music, all kinds, hip hop, like singer songwriters, blues, rock, jazz, right? We have like painters and Gerard, just everything. I mean, honestly, it's the sculptors, every, conceptual artists, video artists, all of it is happening out around the neighborhood. And so it's Saturday, September 17th from 2 to 6 p.m. You can register on the top of Medgar Evers Pool. That's where the registration site is. Registration tickets are $25 per person. You get a beautiful guidebook for the day, which allows you to pick and choose who you really want to see. And if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to miss anything, you can use your guidebook to make sure you get around to see as much of everything that we have to offer, for the day. Yes.
My goodness, this is such a phenomenal annual fundraiser and
Mm-hmm.
so creative. Again, you talk about 40 artists, man. That network Wa Na Wari has is thick.
Absolutely.
So I'm so looking forward to this, and I'm so glad, y'all. They asked me, I get to MC this thing this year. I'm so excited because I've heard nothing but great things about this, and I was out of town the last time that you guys did this. So I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of the Wa Na Wari family and really bringing these artists to the community, and again, allowing people to really participate in fundraising for the amazing space of Wa Na Wari. Thank you so much, Inye, for being here and sharing this opportunity with us. If folks are looking to connect with Wa Na Wari, I want to make sure I give you time to look right there in that camera. What's the website? How do they plug in?
So you can find out more about Walk the Block at wanawari.org/WTB. That's WANAWARI.org/WTB. That's for Walk the Block. But if you just go to wanawari.org, you're going to find everything that we do, right? And there's lots to dig into, no matter what your interest is. If you want to get politically active with saving Black homes, if you're interested in food security, we've got a gardening program, we've got a meal giveaway program. If you just want to get down with some art, you can do that too. If you're into learning more about the history of the CD, we've got an oral history program. Plenty going on. So
yeah. Amazing work. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time today on The Day with Trae. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And all the
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah.
All right.